It's time to give our shop truck some upgrades. Out with the old flatbed and in with the new one. We're going to bring you guys along, show you all the steps along the way. It'd be the same for our truck as it would be for your guys's. First thing we're going to do, unbolt this flatbed, take all the old wiring out, get this thing ready for the new flatbed. We got this thing unbolted, everything's unplugged, filler necks are pulled out of it, ready to pull this thing off of here. Now we got the old flatbed pulled off of here. We're going to clean this thing up. We're actually going to undercoat it before we throw the new flatbed on, so stick around to watch that. So now we got the new bed sitting on here. It's squared up on the frame. We're going to get our brackets here that we use on this style truck is going to be a 3/8 flat bracket and a grade 8 bolt here. So under the truck here, a lot of times we like to use holes that are already in the truck frame. Occasionally we have to make our own holes. So like here, there's already a hole we can use. This one we had to make. So we'll just come in here with our brackets, line them up on the holes where we want a bracket to be, and mark out where we got to clean the paint off the frame. This one's already been prepped for that. So now we can come in here, lay out all our brackets, tack them to the flatbed. And once everything's tacked on there, we'll lift the flatbed off and then fully weld everything. So as you can see, we got all of our mounting brackets ready to go on this flatbed. They're all painted up. And this thing would be ready to go on the truck. We got a couple extra things to do this thing before we slap it on there. So first thing we're going to do is we got these Byers flush mount strobe lights. They're clear and orange. And as you can see here, you can barely see them, but these things are brighter than the sun. You can actually link them all together so they all blink at the same time in the same colors. So it's going to be nice and consistent all the way around this flatbed. We're actually putting 6 of them on here. The next thing we're doing to keep this thing on the road is we're going to undercoat everything, bumper to bumper with fluid film. Hitting the cab and the chassis right now, and then we'll hit the bed once we're done with all of our wiring before we put it on. So for these Byers strobe lights, in the manual it says you need a 29mm hole. 1.1/8 works. So once we got our holes drilled, we're going to come through here, touch up the paint on them, protect them, and then you actually use some silicone to hold these in place, and that'll also seal the hole up. For wiring these in, it's pretty simple. You got a ground wire. You're going to have 2 hot wires here. One's going to do the clear, and the other one's going to do the amber. We're going to tie them both together, so it alternates back and forth between the 2 colors. You don't have to do that. If you just want orange or if you just want clear, you can do that. And then finally, the last wire here is a signal wire. You run this to all the different lights on here, so then they all blink the same at the same time. This is going to give you a uniform flash all the way around this flatbed. So the flatbed's bolted on. The wire harness for the flatbed's all connected. We have wire harness adapters, so no wiring needed for something like that. Those wires are now zip tied under the flatbed here. But as you saw, we added these flashers around the flatbed, so we still need to wire those in to the truck here. This truck already had a couple switches put in the dash with their own fuses and everything ran to them. So now we just got to run power from inside the dash here, down the dash, under the floor, and to the flatbed. So one other thing we added onto this flatbed is this B&W pull-out step. Meant to go underneath any toolbox. You got non-skirted or skirted flatbed. Simply 10 bolts, 5 on each side, mounted to the bottom side of your toolbox. Pull it out, give you a nice big step up on your flatbed. When you don't want it, slides back in place, out of the way. That wraps up our install on this truck. This thing's ready to go, get put to work. We got our bumper pole hitch in. We got all of our toolboxes loaded up, ready to go for whatever we need. Steps installed to get up on there. All of our marker lights and service lights ready to go on this thing. Wired in, nice and clean. No one would even have a clue we were in it.